Welcome to Entrepreneurs on Fuego, another edition of Entrepreneurs on Fuego. We're documenting the journey of amazing entrepreneurs like my main man right here, George Gillas. We're documenting the journey of George Gillas, one footprint, digital footprint at a time. How are you doing, George?
I'm doing very well. It's happy to be here. This is exciting.
And I appreciate it. This is like any other interview you've ever had. So, by the way, we teased you that we sent you some questions.
I got all shook up, man. I
noticed how nervous you were, man. You've done this a couple of times,
I'm used to a camera. That's all right now. So we're good.
You are a catalyst, in a sense.
I tried to come up with a name or a word that defined what I do.
Yeah.
And catalyst made a lot of sense because catalyst is something that you add to create a reaction and get a response.
Correct.
So I don't do coaching. I don't like the word therapist because that implies that somebody's broken and that there's something wrong. So a catalyst is, you're in a situation, you add a catalyst, something happens and you get a new situation. So that's what I do.
And that's what you do for businesses as well as for individuals.
Yeah, but businesses are individuals.
Okay.
A business is an entity. A business exists on paper, but business is made of people. So I work with the people.
In a sense, though, you do this exclusively for those people who work with the businesses, or just also individuals that don't have businesses that want to have
that's a
some
good
kind
question.
of transformation?
What's interesting is my background has been in sales. Okay, sales and consulting and sales training. So the clients that I've attracted have been salespeople, entrepreneurs, business professionals.
Okay.
So you make an impact with a business owner, and they carry that into their business. People that work on a salary, and God bless them because the world needs them, right?
Sure.
They have the advantage of being able to check out at the end of the day, go home, go to their family, sort of take the work hat off, put the family hat on. Entrepreneurs don't do that. Entrepreneurs live their business.
I need you to define something for me.
Go ahead.
What is a salary?
Yeah, exactly.
What is this?
What is that? I don't know.
That,
I think that's, you fill in that W-4, I think
What?
that's what, I don't
no
know.
idea.
All I know is 1099. That's all I know, man. Which is interesting too, because I've always believed everybody works on commission, even if they're salary. Because commission is if you don't work, if you don't perform, you don't get paid. Isn't that what a salary is? If you don't work, you get fired. So everybody's on commission.
Though you have that thinking that regardless whether you produced or not, you're going to get X on the 15 and at the end of the month.
You could do the minimum base acceptable and still get that. And entrepreneurs can't think that way. Entrepreneurs have to think differently.
What are you adding in this magic bowl that we have that produces the catalyst?
It's not so much adding, it's what's taken away.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I use neuro-linguistic programming, NLP. That's my forte. That's what I've been into for 13 or 14 years. And one of the basic presuppositions, the basic foundations of the thinking of NLP, is that everybody has the resources in them to make whatever changes and deal with whatever problems they have. Okay? So sometimes I feel like an archaeologist. You see the pictures, where the archaeologists, they're down on their knees and go, and they got a little brush, right? And this magnificent thing is underneath there.
Sure.
And sometimes I got to bring in a backhoe and take out all the stuff that's between where they are and their magnificence and their brilliance. So it's more what I remove. It's get rid of the blocks, get rid of the fears, get rid of the anger, the sadness, the guilt, get rid of all those negative emotions so that they can be who they want to be and do what they want to do.
There has to be, in order for that to occur, I would imagine there has to be some type of implicit trust between you and that individual.
Yeah.
I mean, here you come with a freaking backhoe, man, and trying to take all that away.
Yeah.
And by nature, we're very resistant to change.
Yeah.
How do you overcome that?
I guess I'm likable.
But that's a great answer because you're creating trust, right?
Yeah, it's part training, it's part just I think DNA. I have worked very hard to not be judgmental, and the word I hear most times from my clients is I feel safe. You don't judge me. Yeah. Because I don't care about, the behavior is not the person. I mean, that's another basic thing of NLP. What you're doing is not who you are. You know, which is another big thing that happens with entrepreneurs. You ask them what they are, and they define themselves by their job.
Right.
And you're not. You're always more than that. There's a great expression in the industry that no matter at any point in time, no matter what you think you are, you're always more than that. And it's a really cool thing to run through your head if you're feeling stuck. Oh, I'm a bad dad. Is that all you are? Aren't you more than that? What else are you? Well, and they usually go negative a couple steps, and then they start getting really positive. Well, I'm a good friend. I'm a good provider. I'm a faithful son. You know, and so you get people thinking that way. That there's always more, and that's why I love working with entrepreneurs and salespeople. You know, because that mindset is very much results oriented. You just clear out the blocks, man, and they take off in their life and in their business.
George Gillas, catalyst.
Yeah.
I was going to call you an alchemist, but
I'll go for that. That sounds good.
I think that's what you're doing, because you're bringing all these elements, and then hopefully when you mix them, you'll find the gold here somewhere.
I'm working my way through, what is his name? Fred. I could picture his face. It's called Mind into Matter. He's a physicist, and his name will come back to me. But the whole thing is about alchemy, modern alchemy. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you have all these people that you are motivating to become certainly more than what they are right now, and for you to remove that grime, that dust that is covering us in our minds sometimes, that that negativity.
Right.
That's what you're doing.
Right.
You mentioned a word, DNA. And you talk to a lot of salespeople and entrepreneurs. An entrepreneur is a salesperson.
Oh yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah. They better be.
Dude, if they're not, man,
They're in trouble. Yeah.
Right. Can you? So is the entrepreneur born, or can you make an entrepreneur?
Oh man. Can we edit that part of the film?
I always wonder.
I don't.
Can you teach somebody to be an entrepreneur?
I think so. I think so. But they've got to be willing to let go of some stuff, and be willing to think differently. There's a classic book that was written years ago called The E-Myth Revisited. I think David Gerber, was his name, and he talks about 3 different levels of the technician, the manager, and the entrepreneur. And the challenge is a lot of people are technicians. I used to teach massage therapy, and I taught a class called Business Practices and Ethics. And like 70% of the kids in this class, you ask them why they got into massage. Oh, I want to open a healing center. All right, cool, nice, but what do you know about business? Absolutely nothing. They're good massage therapists, but they know nothing about business. Now, one of the most good technicians. Yeah. Now, one of the most successful business ventures in massage therapy has been Massage Envy, founded by guys who were not massage therapists.
But they're good business.
They're entrepreneurs.
That's so a niche. Hey, let's franchise.
So I think it's teachable. But to go from that, and if you're an entrepreneur and you haven't read the E-Myth Revisited, read the E-Myth Revisited. He points to the camera for emphasis.
As he does that.
Yeah. It's teachable to go from technician to entrepreneur level, but you have to be able to let go of the hands-on and start thinking of future. Where do I want the business to be? So I think it's teachable. I think some people have more of a personality that's predisposed to it. A lot of my clients came up in self-employed families, so they grow up with that thinking, as opposed to the 9-to-5 thinking.
Sure. Yeah. Were you always an entrepreneur, or did you have a different life where?
I started out selling knives when I was for Cutco Cutlery.
Not the Ginsu knife.
No, not Ginsu. No. I used to get mad at that. I got your Ginsu. Yeah.
It's slices.
It's slices.
I can see you doing the slice and dice.
No.
And going through tomatoes.
I used to wear a suit when I sold, man. Yeah. No. Cutco Cutlery. It's very expensive. It's sold direct in home.
They're still in business.
And I helped build that business. I was with them for 17 years.
Son of a gun.
And then I've been employed. And it's like it just didn't. It didn't fit. I tell people I'm proudly unemployable. I really do. And I would much rather suffer the highs and lows of entrepreneur and being self-employed than to have somebody dictate to me what I'm worth on an hourly basis.
You want to be in control of your destiny?
I want to be in control of my destiny, yeah.
You want to be on the wheel.
Yeah, yeah.
You won't be a passenger.
And to do that, you've got to be willing to suck it up when things are not going well, because that's going to happen. You know, people think it's a straight line. Oh, I'm going to open up a business. I'm going to be I'm going to be self-employed, so I don't have to work as hard.
No, it ain't going to happen that way. And I appreciate you saying that, because this show is about de-glamorizing that idea, George.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. I mean, somebody stopped me and when I was getting coffee, which, by the way, the coffee down here was good. I can't wait to taste the stuff upstairs.
It's out of control.
And she said, I said something about it's going to be a long day today because I got a very full schedule. And she goes, well, at least it's Friday. And I went, I'm self-employed. That means nothing, man. You know, I got a client 9 o'clock tomorrow morning who's in Connecticut. We'll be on Skype for 2 hours. That's self-employed. No.
Yeah.
You know,
What is
that? You know,
what is salary?
I work half days. The question is the first half or the second half. I'm not sure. You know.
Best advice you got?
Follow your dream and talk to people who have been there. Get the experience. Don't go into self-employment blind. Talk to people who have been there. Put your ego aside, because this is the thing that hurts most entrepreneurs. Their ego blocks them. They're afraid to go out to outside vendors. They're afraid to look for outside help. You can't be good at all things and grow. You have to delegate. And the only way that you understand that is have your dream and then find people around you who can do the things that you're not as good at doing. Organize a team and get the support. Then you have the foundation to build. But talk to people. Don't do it by yourself.
You heard it here. George Gillas, my main man. It's a pleasure, man.
My pleasure. Thank you
The
very much.
catalyst, the alchemist. I'm gonna dub
I'll
you.
go with alchemist.
I'm gonna brand you the alchemist.
I'm almost out of business cards. I'll put alchemist on the next batch.
That's pretty cool.
There you go.
And you have a book, and then maybe we'll bring you back in a couple of
we
months
can talk
or so,
about the book, yeah.
And we can talk about your book, man.
Absolutely.
Sounds good?
Very good.
George, I
Thank you.
appreciate it.
My
With
pleasure.
that, we're out.
Welcome to the remix.